after hitting a record 22 three-pointers in the game against Macau. They had an 18 three-pointers performance in an encore versus Formosa Dreamers. Tonight, their fiery shooting will be tested against one of the better defensive teams in the league as the Singapore Slingers hope to bounce back. My name is Yoyo Sarmenta, and joining me on the call is Sajatam TK Kulsambun. And TK, the big question tonight, can the Knights replicate their hot shooting against the gritty Slingers?
Yeah, as you mentioned, the past 3 games have just been magnificent for the CLS Knights. They've been able to make almost every shot that they have gotten. It's been their home floor too, and Doug Herring has done a great job of setting up his teammates for those shots as well.
As we take a look at the keys to the game, TK, take it away.
The keys to the game, the CLS Knights have got to limit the free throws of the Singapore Slingers. Xavier Alexander, John Fields, Jaron Young, 3 guys who are going to be aggressive at attacking the paint, and that's been their main way to get points. That's something that they need to take away from them. Also the rebounds, those 3 players are aggressive at attacking the defensive board so they can get into transition. That's something that the Knights, especially Maxi Esho and Gerald Watkins, have got to do.
As we take at the team standings of the 9th season of the ABL, the CLS Knights are 5-7, the Slingers are 7-5, and if you're the Knights, you want to be in the middle pack.
Well, the Knights right now, they're going between the 8th spot and the 9th spot. They want to secure that last playoff spot. They've done a good job here in this recent stretch, 3-2 in their last 5 games. I think that's something that they're going to do here in this home stretch. They want to keep that going, build up confidence for the second part of the season.
As you mentioned, the Knights are in the midst of a 5-game homestand. They have one more on January 26 and another on January 30. And if you're the Slingers, you saw the game against Macau, you saw the game against Formosa. What do you need to do?
Well, for the Slingers, I think personally they're not a team that has to worry that much about the three-point shooting because they're a very good perimeter defensive team already with guys like Desmond O or Xavier Alexander, Jaron Young. They're guys that already hound the perimeter very well. I don't think they're going to have to put too much extra focus on that side of the CLS Knights. They're just going to have to continue to play their game and just do what they do on the road, which they're a very good road team.
And we're just about to start. The Singapore Slingers have been called up, and we will have the BTN CLS Knights Indonesia in a bit.
Jersey number 1, please welcome the Slingers, Douglas Harris. Jersey number 13, please welcome our big man, Daniel Watkins. Number 3, please welcome sharpshooter Brandon Salvato. Last but not least, please welcome number 18, Maxi Asso. And please welcome our head coach, Coco Haru, and our head coach, Ryan Morris.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem. Hadirin sekalian, kami mohon berdiri sejenak untuk bersama-sama kita menyanyikan lagu kebangsaan kita, Indonesia Raya. And this is our national anthem, Indonesia Raya. And this is Background Jasnan Indonesia versus Singapore Slingers. And introducing referee in charge, Renante Uvana from Philippines. First umpire, Chan Ho-Ming from Hong Kong. And second umpire, Wei Shen Swan from Chinese.
Good evening once again. We are live from Gor Jaya and Surabaya, Indonesia. My name is Julio Samantha. Here with me is TK, Sajitam TK Kusambun. And look at the starting lineups. Any surprises? Anything you want to look at, TK?
Yeah, right now, no surprises from the starting five for both teams. I think Coach Rosa and Coach Neo have figured out who they're going to be starting for the rest of the season. I don't expect any major changes. But what is going to be more interesting is who is going to come off the bench first, who is going to be their main producers off the bench. For the CLS Knights, the past two games, they've had different contributions from Sandy Kuryawan, who hit 5 threes in the game against Macau. And they got Arif Dayat for 4 threes in the previous game. Who is going to step up for the Knights?
We're talking about the previous game versus the Black Bears. TK, the big stat is the field goal percentage.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
The CLS Knights, they are just hitting everything on the court here on their home court, and I really don't think there's much that's going to change today.
And we saw there the Mono Vampire versus Singapore Slingers. What was the glaring stat in that game if you're the Singapore Slingers?
The Singapore Slingers, it was just their fourth quarter. They were unable to close that out. John Fields was having a great game. They were unable to penetrate the Mono Vampire defense that shut him down. They have got to figure out a way to continue going to what's been going for them in the first 3 quarters.
In terms of matchup, Douglas Herring and Jaron Young. Now, we mentioned Herring. He's a playmaker. And talking about the Slingers, Young is their playmaker. What can you say about their matchup?
Well, first of all, Herring, he has been a catch for for the CLS Knights, is coming in, playing that role as a point guard, being able to get Wei Long off the ball more into a catch-and-shoot situation where he should be more effective. As for Jaren Young, he himself comes into this Singapore Slingers team. He's taking Xavier Alexander away from that ball handling duties as well, and Alexander has been thriving once he doesn't have to shoulder all of that responsibility.
And Coach Brian Rosa would want nothing more than another big game from Douglas Herring. And actually, Chica, one of the more interesting storylines in this ball game is Wong Wei Long facing against his former team, the Singapore Slingers. Wong Wei Long spent 7 years in Singapore.
Yeah, and he came into this game once both teams were warming up. He was just talking to his friends from the Singapore Slingers. They've had so many great battles together. I think it's going to be a little friendly bout here in this game against his old teammates.
Wong Wei Long was a former two-time local MVP of the league. He had 18 points, 3 3-pointers in that last game. And actually, Wong Wei Long needs 3 more 3-pointers to become the all-time leader in 3 points made in the ABL, surpassing Leo Avenida.
Yeah, that's just something that just shows how consistent he's been and the talent level that Wong Wei Long has showed throughout all of the 8 years he's played in the ABL. He's just improved each and every year, just adding a little bit something to his arsenal every time that he plays on the court.
And the Slingers take on the court. And one of the also interesting to watch out for is Xavier Alexander. Would you say he's having an MVP type of season?
Well, ever since, this is his 4th season, and ever since he started playing for the Slingers, he's always been one of those top contenders to get that MVP award. I think this year is no different. He's going to be there at the end of the year in the conversation for the MVP award. This year he's upped it another level, just distributing, just rebounding, defending, scoring. He's just doing everything for the Slingers this past 4 years. Nothing has changed.
And we are just about to start in Gor Kertajaya. It's been raining outside, TK, and the Knights want to rain threes once again for the 3rd consecutive game. Here we go. Slingers win the tip, and we are off in Indonesia. No, that's a quick 2 from the Slingers.
And that's great recognition by Jaren Young there. He saw that the CLS Knights were slow to get back down the court. Easy 2 points for the Slingers to open the game.
So you see early on, Xavier Alexander is on Douglas Herring. That should be an interesting matchup.
I really like the matchup between Desmond O and Wong Wei Long, though.
Those are 2 great friends as Maxi Esho gets the short stab underneath. So it's Alexander and Herring, Young and Jawato. Desmond O to Go. Go drives baseline. Flips it up, misses.
That's an interesting matchup for Delvin Go going up against Maxi Esho. Just shows that he's getting more respect from opposing teams, putting an import on to defend a guy like him.
Watkins knocks it down. 4-2 early lead for the home team.
Watkins is a big guy, but he's shown that he has that range, that sweet stroke to knock down those shots.
Fields misses and Esho gets the basketball. Just about a minute has passed in the opening salvo. Jawato mismatch now. Kicks it out to Watkins with the J.
Watkins was able to put that down, but I don't think the CLS Knights are liking what they see from this offense early on. It's not a lot of movement. It's just someone trying to figure out what to do.
And you mentioned earlier in the broadcast that Herring has been impactful, but what about Watkins' impact on this team?
Watkins has been that nice big body that they want in the post, but he's been also able to step out, as we mentioned earlier, with his sweet shooting.
Fields having a tough time underneath, but gets the bucket to go.
And that's what the Slingers will need, the inside presence of John Fields to counter Daryl Watkins in the paint.
Wong Wei Long sees that opening, goes all the way.
The fans have been loving having Wong Wei Long on the team.
Quick counter there from Jaren Young.
Both teams playing at a quick pace already, 8 and 6, 2 minutes in the first quarter gone.
Jawata goes strong to the hoop, fouled by Young. So we see the interesting matchup. You can tell Singapore watched the two previous games against CLS, Macau and CLS and Formosa, and you see they're sizing up different people, putting in different bodies on their star players.
Yeah, and I like what Coach Neo has done. He's put Alexander on Herring, trying to negate how the CLS Knights start their offense, and it's worked. Douglas Herring's barely touched the ball here in this early part of the game, and even though the Knights have been able to score, it's just been more of individual talent rather than getting wide open shots.
And Douglas Herring isn't really much of a scorer, but he does handle the ball a lot for the Knights. We go the other way, Singapore ball, 7:34 remaining, 9-6 for the Knights. Young, top of the key. Shot clock at 10, takes the three, misses. Watkins with the rebound.
Both teams are sizing up each other on offense, still struggling to find what will go over them.
A wild shot from Wong Wei Long as Alexander sees an opening, goes all the way. Jawato got the basketball, but seems like he also got the body.
Feisty move there by Brandon Jawato. And you gotta love seeing that from one of the, when you're going to just a good all-around performance against his former club.
And once again, Wong Wei Long needs 3 more three-pointers to become the all-time three-point leader of the ABL.
He's eventually gonna get there this season, I can assure you, but it would be a bit sweeter to be able to do against his former team tonight.
That's right. And he will surpass Leo Abinido's total of 214. So we have a break on the floor, 31-17 for the BTN CLS Knights Indonesia. A 31-17 lead for the hometown, for the home team rather, here in Surabaya, Indonesia. Again, the Knights have won their last 3 games in dominating fashion, and they have a double-digit lead here against a very formidable Singapore Slinger squad.
Yeah, but the Slingers tonight, they're not looking like themselves that much. A big missed presence are their veteran players. It seems like Eung Han Bin hasn't been here. Larry Liu, Russell Lowe, just guys that they're missing, and Coach Neo Beng Sing has had to go to guys like Tae Ding Lun or Eung Kyo, who's coming into the court here for the first time this season.
And Young and Fields have been doing the heavy lifting. They have 14 points, 7 out of 20 from the field. Wong Wei Long, 5 on the shot clock. He has to do something with the ball. From the corner, Hidayat misses. But the ball stays with the Knights. Great heads-up play from Sandy Kuringawan. On the shot clock. That's Alexander on Hidayat. Now Esho against Young, behind the back. Fumbles, 2 seconds on the shot clock. Oh, but a foul is called as the shot clock expired.
And that hurts just as the shot clock was about to run out. Maxi Esho gets a big break there. He's going to go to the line for 3 shots. Jaren Young can't believe it.
And again, the Slingers are one of the more better defensive teams here in their league. They hold opponents to 80.5. So they know how to stop opponents when needed.
But a guy like Maxi Esho, who's averaging 24 points over the season, 8.8 rebounds, 3.6 assists, he just does whatever he wants on the court. He's got to find a better way to stop him.
So the Knights caught a lucky break there as a shot clock, twice actually, the shot clock went down twice, and now they've been rewarded with 3 free throws. Esho goes 3-4-3.
Second year in the ABL for Maxi Esho, who's just been a dominating force, just as he was last year with the Saigon Heat.
So it's now a 17-point lead for the PGA and CLS Knights in Indonesia. Young, another story miss, but John Fields is there for the putback.
Finally able to get one of those easy baskets, but still, as you see there, Jaron Young, he made his way there, unable to put it into the basket, still needing that second chance.
Ingawan, not really known as a ball handler, really loses the basketball there. Hidayat misses on that triple. Young, forward pass, Alexander. Oh, 3 Knights get back on D. Ooh, that hit the backboard.
That was great transition defense by the CLS Knights. They didn't give up. They put pressure on Xavier Alexander, stopped him from getting the easy basket, and forced him to pass into the corner to Tating Lun instead.
So we talked about it earlier, TK. The bench players really, Coach Neo Benchan going deep to his roster. That was Tating Lun with that errant shot. Here he is. Will he redeem himself? No, he doesn't, but that was a better shot for him.
Coach Neo really needs his bench players to step up, because they'll be needing them later in the season as well.
There we go. You see the bench of the Slingers applauding the effort of the bench players. Just under 3 minutes remaining. Wong Wei Long. He is fouled on the pass.
Good recognition there by Wang Wei Long. Saw the disadvantage, just burst it straight to the basket. They would get another foul from the Singapore Slingers.
Wong Wei Long, again, he's an 8-year ABL veteran, still has a burst of speed.
He started at a young age, so he's not relatively that old. He's just a seasoned veteran who knows what to do.
Talk about that seasoned veteran. Nice pull-up shot there, just didn't get it to fall. And we go the other way.
So things are starting to slow down for both teams. Settling down on defense a bit more.
So the biggest lead was 17. If you're the Slingers, you want to cut it really, maybe hopefully to 10 and maybe even single digits as we close out the half.
It's just a matter of who's going to be the guy to put the points up on the board. They still have not figured that out yet.
Oh, what a rebound from Fields.
Still, that is just great hustle by John Fields. He has been struggling to put points on the board, but he just keeps attacking those offensive rebounds relentlessly, and he's been getting second chance opportunities for the Singapore Slingers.
I believe that's his 6th offensive rebound.
This is relentless work by John Fields.
So the Slingers are shooting 28%, but really doing a lot of work on the glass.
John Fields might seem like a guy who's flashy. Once he dunks, he points at you in the face, he talks to you, but he's a guy that works hard on every single possession, and he deserves those moments every now and then.
Misses on the free throw. It's still a 34-20 lead for the Knights.
Douglas Herring, once he gets on the floor here, Xavier Alexander is already shadowing him, not letting that point guard get the ball.
Wong Wei Long from deep, buries it. Wong Wei Long.
2 more to go for Wong Wei Long. He's starting up.
He saw the space. The Slingers allowed him. His defender went under the screen, and Wong Wei Long makes him pay.
That's a dilemma for Xavier Alexander. He knows that he has got to stay on Douglas Herring, even though he sees Wong Wei Long open. It's just a pick your poison type of situation.
A minute and 47 remaining here in the first half. They go to Young. Young baseline J. A bit long. And Wong Wei Long with the counter attack. Trying to draw the foul from Desmond O. Wong Wei Long to Esho. They swing it over to the corner. Oh, Sandy Cornyawan was ready. He was ready to launch that triple from the corner.
Almost good ball rotation there by the CLS Knights. They had the recognition of who the open guy was, just a little bit more on execution.
And we all know Sandy Cornyawan is a knockdown shooter, especially from that corner. A minute and 30 remaining. Fields, let's flip it over to the corner. Back to Fields. Sorry, that is Jaron Young rather. Jaron Young answers with a triple.
And finally, some long-range shooting from the Singapore Slingers off good ball rotation. That is what they need in this game to cut it down.
Herring directs traffic, telling Watkins to go underneath. Watkins. And he loses the basketball.
Finally getting a stop there on Watkins. John Fields standing his ground, making Watkins just dribble his way out of that possession.
55 seconds remaining in what has been a splendid first half for the Knights. It hasn't been a tidal wave of three-pointers unlike the previous games, but they're slowly but surely working their way towards another win.
We're going to have to watch out for the Singapore Slingers, though. They've been chipping away at that lead. As you mentioned, the biggest lead so far was 17 points. We're down to 11. With less than 1 minute left, if they can cut it down to single digits, that's going to be great improvement for the Singapore Slingers.
Herring sees an opening. Blocked by Fields. With a bit of a stare down. And Herring's looking for a foul.
I think John Fields blocked that off his own face too, so just showing off that athleticism.
So 16 seconds left on the shot clock. It's Escher against Young. Escher to the teeth of the defense. They go to Sandy Cornyawan. Sandy Cornyawan. Back to Escher. What a play!
What a play there by Sandy Cornyawan and Maxi Escher, just tag teaming, passing it back and forth. Great points to end the first half for the CLS Knights.
16 seconds left here in the first half. Nowhere to go. Fields. Alexander. Oh, that should be an N1 play. Yes, it is. The bang in the bucket for Xavier Alexander.
An awkward possession. It looked like a broken play for the Singapore Slingers, but Xavier Alexander managed to make something work. That is Alexander's only 5th point of the game so far. He has not been as aggressive as Young and Fields in this game. Maybe this will get him going a little bit more.
Masuk nomor 6, Tai.
Alexander misses. 7 seconds left. Herring from deep. That looked like it went in, but it didn't. As we go to the halftime break, it's 39-28 for the home team, the PTN CLS Knights Indonesia.
Saya tidak datang untuk konser makanan dan minuman di Hall Hotel Bar Surabaya. Jika PTM CLS Indonesia hari ini berlaku 2 hari ke depan, cukup dengan membawa dan menunjukkan tiket kalian. Oke?
Biasa. Mikrofonnya ya, jangan sampai keduluan yang belakang, ya, paham ya? Jangan sampai keduluan yang belakang. Yang masuk rolling ke belakang. Kita cari sampai nanti sisa 1 orang, ya. Jadi kamu mikro, rebound, kalau nggak masuk rebound aja, hadirin. Tapi kalau rebound, hadirin. Ya, langsung juga ya, bawa hadirin. Tapi jangan keduluan.
Basketball fans, we are here, Goat Kertajaya. I'm here with the Wong Wei Long. I'm just going to get you some of your credentials tonight. Local MVP 2014, 2015, 7-year veteran, part of the 1,000 club exclusive to 13 other players. You're either about to break the most 3 points made, if not already. This counts are a bit skewed tonight. I just want to ask you, how do you want to be remembered in this league?
I want them to remember me as a hard worker. And whenever I'm in court, no matter how big the opponent, I always play with a big heart, and I always feel that I'm taller than them.
Right, considering that local MVP is important for that. I have another question for you. If, assuming that you haven't broken the 3-point record, because it seems it could be skewed online, I can't find it, but anything or anyone special you like to dedicate, maybe your final 3-pointer to family, friends, or who you want to dedicate that final 3-pointer to beat the record and be the most 3-point made in ABL history?
I think first of all to the league, that give me a chance and opportunity, to play, and also last but not least to all my teammates that made all the tremendous assists to me.
Right. Have a great game. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
There you go. Thank you, Yo and TK. Back to you guys, and have a great night tonight here, right here in ABL live, Goat Kertajaya.
Thank you very much there. That was Wong Wei Long. And again, Wong Wei Long is chasing Leo Avenida's record of 214 triples. And what did you see from him in the first half, TK?
Well, Wong Wei Long, he wasn't trying to force anything. We know he's been having a terrific stretch during these past 5 games. He's been averaging 14.6 points, shooting 34.6 from three-point range. But he hasn't come into this game with the mentality to get his own shots. He's just been doing anything to get his team going. We've seen him make passes. We've seen him play great defense. That's just a great mentality you want to see from a former 2-time MVP coming into an important game like this.
So right now, Wong Wei Long's 3-pointer stands at 213. And he mentioned earlier he wanted to thank all his teammates and going to Delhi, that includes the Singapore Slingers where he spent 7 years. And talking about the Slingers, what do they need to do here in the second half?
They just need to figure out how to get the other guys going. Jaron Young, John Fields has combined for 20 points, but they only have 8 points from the other player. Delvin Go, who has been averaging 9 points throughout the season, he's had 20-point games. He has 0 points here on 4 field goal attempts. They really need to get him going in this game, especially when the CLS Knights don't have that many big players for him to play up against.
And if you're the BTN CLS Knights, what do you need to do in order to get that 4th win? We all know how dangerous Singapore can be.
Well, from what I saw, Coach Brian Rosum, he's done one good job of allowing Brandon Jawato to get his rest in the first half. Only 11 minutes played there. I think he's going to be a key guy to play defense in this second half against guys like Jaron Young, against guys like Xavier Alexander. He's a great defensive presence on the perimeter, and he's been saving up energy for the second half.
And you saw there the highlights. Really, the Slingers are getting a lot of open looks, but they just are having trouble knocking it down. So both teams really playing respectable defense with one another as we take a look at the halftime stats. TK.
Yeah, as you see here, the Slingers shooting only 30% from the field, but they've been getting a lot of second chance points, offensive rebounds, as we mentioned, 12 as a team, 6 from John Fields in particular. They have 12 second chance points. That's something that they are doing well, but they don't want to focus too much on getting. They just need to get that first strike in once they've gotten to the basket. The CLS Knights have just got to stop the Slingers on getting into the paint easily, because once the Slingers see the ball go into that basket, they can just get the field and keep it going.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So it's the story today is not really the barrage of three-pointers that we've seen the last two games. Again, the Knights shot 22 against Macau and then followed it up with 18 against the Dreamers. They're not doing it not so much on the three-point line, but they're doing it on the defensive end.
Exactly. Douglas Herring, Daryl Watkins, they've been attacking the point relentlessly. Herring with 9 points, most of them off penetrating moves. Daryl Watkins is posting up and torturing John Fields in the post. Those are the two key guys in the first half. We'll see if they can continue to get their way in the second.
So again, if you're the Singapore Slingers, you want more production from Alexander and also Delvin Go. But if you're the Knights, you're getting production from Herring. Is the 0 assist a concern if you're the Knights?
If Douglas Herring is attacking like this, I don't think it's a concern, because in a way he's assisting by drawing in the defenders. And maybe it's a hockey pass to another player that doesn't really show up as an assist for Herring, but the way he's just sucking in those perimeter players defending him, that's just another way of helping out his team.
So it'll be interesting to see as we are close to resume action here in Gorakhpurta. It's been raining outside, and we have a sizable crowd here. They have been loving it so far. Once again, my name is Yoyo Sarmenta, and my partner Sajatam TK Kosambun. And as a recap, the Knights want to be in the middle pack together with the Slingers in the team standing, TK.
Yeah, this is just a crucial game for them, a crucial stretch for them to get out of that bottom half of the table with the Mono Vampire and the Wolf Warriors. This game should push them up to the middle level and maybe keep them going, maybe secure a position in the top 4.
And we are underway in the third period. Young with the jumper.
We saw some more off-the-ball movements there by the Singapore Slingers, just getting screens. That's something that I like, something that should get their offensive options more open.
And on the other end, Esho, jumper, also misses.
Slingers themselves packing themselves more in the paint, want to stop Daryl Watkins and the other guys from getting in there.
Fields draws the foul on Watkins. So these two teams are sort of sizing each up once again in the early goings of the second half.
Yeah, they're starting to learn that tonight might not be their night from outside beyond the arc. They're just attacking the paint. Fields there getting the foul on Watkins. There's not been a lot of fouls tonight. That's Daryl Watkins' second. But if the Slingers continue to attack like this, it could be a factor for a team like the CLS Knights that don't have a lot of depth in that front court.
Watkins goes 1 for 2. So it's a 10-point game. Roughly going into a minute into the third. Wong Wei Long. A little bit of pressure from the Slingers in the backcourt.
Yeah, seeing a little bit of that trap.
Jawato. Nowhere to go on that drive. Go back to Herring. Back to Jawato. From deep. That is short.
Seems like a good move by the Slingers to set up that trap. The CLS Knights look lost.
Desmond O from deep. That is long. Oh, what a find! Desmond O to John Fields, who's all alone for the dunk.
Beautiful pass there by Desmond O, recognizing the defense scrambling. Easy 2 points for John Fields.
That was a veteran heads-up play from Desmond O, a long-time member of the Singapore Slingers. It's Herring, guarded by Alexander to Watkins. Underneath. Desperation shot, nearly went in for Herring. Oh, beautiful rejection from Fields.
Singapore Slingers starting to lock it down on defense.
Herring up and under. Yes, sirree.
Continues to make them pay by penetrating into the paint.
And Alexander is fouled while going for the layup.
So as we mentioned earlier, both teams just attacking towards the rim, trying to get the defense on the center of their seats.
And Alexander, he had 5 points in that first half, and he averages 20 points a game.
He's not having his usual night, not getting those open runways to the basket. And that's what happens when John Fields isn't able to get his offense going. John Fields only 4 from 11.
And again, I think Alexander's probably more focused on trying to slow down Douglas Herring. He took away Herring's passing there in the first half.
Without letting him hear it.
And Alexander goes 1 for 2. So the Slingers slowly but surely and making a game out of this. That's a trap once again. Open is Wong Wei Long.
There we go. That ties the record. 214 3-pointers for Wong Wei Long.
Wong Wei Long just needs one more triple to become the all-time leader in 3 points made in the ABL.
But more importantly, that shot opened up the floor for the CLS Knights.
Wong. Circus shot doesn't go. Here is Young with a counterattack all the way. No. Fields is there with the putback.
Still there with those second chance points. Coach Brian Rosen has got to be a bit more aware of that and his team's shortcomings on getting those defensive rebounds.
And don't look now, it's an 8-point game. Esho, dribble moves versus Young. Jawato. Oh, slithers his way inside.
Good recognition, had the slow-footed Delvin go on him, just burst right by. Easy layup for Brandon Jawato.
Alexander to Fields with the tomahawk jam.
Offense is picking up for the Singapore Slingers. CLS Knights have got to figure out what their defense needs to do.
So they can exploit that mismatch there with Jawato on Delvin Go. Here we go. Jawato nearly got the bucket to go. Esho cleans the mess.
Esho himself had the advantage there over Jaren Young, the smaller Jaren Young. Got the rebound and got the second chance points.
Alexander misses on the tray. Long way long. Oh, fakes out Desmond O. Aaron pass, however. Alexander pushes off his defender. Alexander. Oh, off balance shot is good.
Alexander just like a bulldozer getting Douglas Herring off him and rushing off that contact for the easy 2.
Foul on that Maxi Esho drive. Things a little bit getting chippy here.
That's a foul, number 10. Jaron Young. Third personal foul.
Great move there to the basket by Maxi Esho. Foul on the floor though. We're gonna see an inbounds pass from the baseline.
15 seconds left on the shot clock. They go to Herring. Jawato. Oh, sorry, missed once again from Balan Jawato. Esho with the sledgehammer.
A lot of bodies packing in the paint, and that's what happens sometimes.
And the crowd is loving it here in Gor Kartajaya. Lead back up to 10. Steal by Herring. Herring. Goes up. Foul.
Great hands there by Douglas Herring, picking the ball away from Xavier Alexander.
And Fields and Herring getting into it.
This could be a pivotal moment. Just when the Slingers are picking up the pace, Douglas Herring gets the steal and draws another foul on John Fields. That is his second.
Timeout on the floor. 5 minutes left in the third. It's a 50-40 lead for the BTL CLS Knights Indonesia. And Douglas Herring is leading the way as the crowd here is loving it. Welcome back here in Surabaya, Indonesia, as part of the ASEAN Basketball League's quintuple header. This is the second time all there have been all 10 teams in action. The first game has already been done as Saigon Heat gets the 78-65 win over the Westport's Malaysia Dragons. Also teams in action, the Macau Black Bears taking on the Wolf Warriors, Hong Kong Eastern versus Formosa Dreamers. And as we take a look at Mono Vampire Basketball Club has a 5-point lead over the defending champion San Miguel Alab Pilipinas in the second quarter.
We have a lively crowd here in Gorkar Tajaya, rooting on for their team as they continue to build on the lead over the Singapore Slingers here in this game.
So before that timeout, Herring and Fields were jawing at each other. And Esha was there acting as peacemaker. Lead back up to 12, 4:52 remaining. Young, turn around Jay. No go, Wong Wei Long with the counter attack. Wong Wei Long decides to kick it out. Herring wide open, buries it.
Just great patience there by Wong Wei Long. He had a shot at the layup, but waited it out, got a better opportunity from Douglas Herring, and another three.
Lead back up to 15.
More forced opportunities by the Singapore Slingers, and the Knights going to continue to build up on this.
Herring has scored the last 5 points. Goes inside to Watkins. Rebound picked up by Jawato. He is fouled.
Almost a great pass there by Douglas Herring to Daryl Watkins inside. Fortunately off the foot.
So the Slingers got it to 8 points. What happened there, Tiggy? How did the Knights get this 15-point lead?
As you said, the pivotal moment there by Douglas Herring getting that steal off Xavier Alexander and getting into the head of John Fields a little bit. That threw them off their offensive game. They went cold in their past 3 possessions. The Knights have just capitalized on this moment.
A little bit of heat check for Douglas Herring on that play. The Knights get the break though.
They certainly don't want that. You do want points in a hurry, down by 15, but you have to be sure that you're able to get them, or it's just going to be another turnover, and the Knights are just going to keep on attacking and adding more points to the lead.
3:39 remaining, and the Knights have established a 55-40 lead. The biggest lead in the first half earlier was 17 points. Jawato on goal, uses his speed, misses on the layup. Watkins is there, doesn't get to anyone.
Just hyped up right now, the entire team feeding off the energy of this Gorgon Vijaya crowd.
And as you mentioned, TK, the crowd is really appreciating the effort of their home team.
One of the loudest crowds here in the ABL. City of Surabaya always ready to support the BTN CLS Knights. One thing from their previous play was Brandon Jawato has just been attacking Delvin Go over and over, and Delvin has just not been able to keep up with the speed of the forward from Indonesia.
So a lot of these two teams have been sizing up each other, going with cross matches and mismatches here and there. And as you pointed out, that Jawato versus Delvin Go, Jawato's looking to exploit that. Here is Young, but a foul on, I believe it's Delvin Go.
Not the best game today from Delvin Go. 0 for 4 from the field, 3 rebounds. Another offensive foul there, just not the way that he wants to be playing here in the middle of the season as the key player on the starting lineup. Not enough credit here for the CLS Knights have been given to Douglas Herring, not on offense, but on the defensive end of the field. He has just helped shut down Xavier Alexander from getting that offense going. As we mentioned over and over again, Xavier Alexander only has 8 points in this game. His attempts have not come that much. He's mostly been getting it off in the open court. It's a great effort on defense to stop that half-court set.
We thought that Alexander was going to shut down Herring, but it's now the other way around as Wong Wei Long gets the free throw to go. 57-40 for the Knights. 3 minutes left in the third. And here is, as we talked about, Xavier Alexander. They go down low to Fields against Nigroho. Fields wants this matchup. Asking for the basketball once again. Young goes to Alexander, to Delvin Go with the fade. Shot clock violation for the Singapore Slingers.
Not the shot you want to see from Delvin Go. He's a big body. He's got to keep attacking towards the basket, not fading away like that. Singapore Slingers are a good team with talented pieces, but you can see from this game the homework that they need to do. Fortunately for them, there's a large chunk of the season left.
And the Slingers have been stuck at 40, I believe, in the last 3 minutes. Wong Wei Long loses the basketball, but the ball will remain with the BTN CLS Knights. Shot clock at 10. Jawato will inbound. So the Knights have outscored their opponent in each of the 3 quarters, including this one. So it's not a big run, but they're slowly pulling away here.
Just consistent, taking advantage of those mismatches.
Jawato takes a 3, decides to go inside and gets the bucket.
Jawato, he's been a great shooter these past 2 games, but today he's shifted into an attacker in the paint. He's doing it well.
The biggest lead for the BTN CLS Knights Indonesia at 19. And they look to pour it on. Sandy Kurniawan, that's his shot. Misses Jawato. And another lucky break for the Knights.
That 3 from Sandy would have brought the house down. The fans were ready to explode there, but they get another chance here to push their lead to over 20.
And look at the recognition there from Maxi Esha. Instead of driving, he saw his 3-point shooter waiting in the elbow. There we go. Kunyawan from deep. Buries it! does the "you can't see me," and it's a 62-40 lead.
He's feeling it.
Break in the action. It's now the 22-point lead, a minute and 42 here in the third. Welcome back to Border Jaya. Yo-Yo Sarmento on the call with Sagutang TK Kosong Loon. TK for the fans just turning on the live stream, watching at home. Look at the scoreboard. What happened here?
A 12-0 run, just the perfect moment by Doug Harry earlier, attacking the basket, attacking on defense, and it sparked a 12-0 run by the Knights. The Singapore Slingers have just failed to capitalize on their opportunities on offense.
Shot clock leads 8. Alexander has to put it up. 4th shot. Young is there.
Finally, what you need there out of the timeout, just putting up 2 points on the board. Singapore Slingers doing well to recover.
A minute left here in the third. Esho, step back 3. That doesn't go. McGraw and Fields fighting for the rebound. The ball will go to Singapore. So the Slingers finally put 2 more points on the scoreboard after that drought. They were stuck at 40 for a significant amount of time. Desmond O, swing it over. Fields is irate. Kumyawan thought about it. Back to Kumyawan. Kumyawan misses.
Kumyawan gave up his usual shot there. Xavier Alexander trying to attack the paint and losing his footing. Something that he's been struggling with the entire night.
So you saw the look of exasperation there from Xavier Alexander. He wanted to get that foul on Herring. 23 seconds to go on the game clock, 14 on the shot clock. Alexander goes for the fadeaway, knocks it down.
And maybe that's something that the Singapore Slingers need to go to. Xavier Alexander in the post against smaller Douglas Herring.
4 seconds. 3, Herring. That's Esho from deep. Buries it. And that is how we will end the third period on a 3-pointer from Maxi Esho. 65-44 lead. What a third quarter for the BTN CLS Knights Indonesia.
Siap ya. Silat.
Welcome back to Gor Jaya, the home of the Miguel CLS Knights Indonesia. And they've taken a 65-44 lead as we head to the final 10 minutes of regulation. Yo-Yo Sarmenta on the call. My partner Sajitam TK Kosumbun. TK, let's recap the first 3 quarters.
Well, first of all, the 15-4 run to end the third quarter by the CLS Knights is what really got them there. The past 3 quarters, the Knights have been doing well attacking the paint over and over, especially Douglas Herring, and it paid off at the tail end of the third quarter where he was able to suck in the defense, get guys like Sandy Kurniawan or Maxi Esha for that buzzer beating 3 wide open, and that's how the spacing has become wide open for the Knights.
Kurniawan had trouble there. Wong Wei Long for the record. Wong Wei Long hit that for the record, and that sort of circus shot for the 3, that would have brought the house down.
Would have been icing on the cake for the past 2-3 shots.
Again, if you just joined us, Wong Wei Long has tied Lea Venido's record for most 3-pointers in the ABL. He just one more to have that record just for himself. And now Esho is guarding Alexander. And it's Jawato against Young. And the Knights have the basketball. Oh, errant pass from Wong Wei Long. A bucket inside for John Fields.
Great 1-2 play there from the Singapore Slingers, and the CLS Knights, they turned the ball over like this. It's not a good start for them in the fourth quarter. They're up by a lot, but they need to watch out for these kind of plays.
Beautiful dish there from Jaron Young to a cutting John Fields. The two have really poured it on for the Singapore Slingers. Fields spins and is fouled by Nigroho.
Great move there by Fields to get to the paint. Nigroho, 2 straight defensive positions that have not gone his way. But Coach Brian Rosen is willing to let his young big man experience the floor a little bit more with the big lead.
So Firman Nugroho has the tall task of defending John Fields.
So Fields so far has been the mean. It's not the kind of basket that you might want for the Slingers right now. They need some big momentum changing plays.
Oh, behind the back pass. Picked up by Desmond O. Racing down the court, and he finishes the layup. Time is not on the side of the Slingers. The Knights are just hoping to just have enough to pull this one away. They go to Jawato. Jawato, short stab is good.
And that's a tough cover for Jaron Young, who already has 4 fouls. Brandon Jawato knows it, and he attacks right into the chest. 2 points for Jawato.
A steal completed by Wong Wei Long. Wong Wei Long thought about 3. Kurniawan fakes, shot, and he drills the 3. And Sandy Kurniawan is giving us different 3-point celebrations.
He has plenty of those, and there should be more to come, but great recognition by both Wei Long and seeing Sandy Kurniawan and Kurniawan himself on getting the fake and taking that shot.
the complete story of this game, it's actually been the defense of the BGN CLS Knights Indonesia. The Slingers have 55 points on the board right now. TK, what do the Slingers need to do in the last 5 minutes and 37 seconds of the ball game?
They just need to really lock it down on defense. They've been allowing easy shots for the CLS Knights, especially those long rebounds. You know, it's a tough cover, tough to expect where the ball is going to land, but they really need to secure those defensive boards and get into transition, getting their offensive game going. They cut it down to 16 earlier, and they just lost their momentum there. It's back up to 21.
Okay, submissive Maxi Esho suffered cramps and is not on the floor as an offensive foul is called on Singapore.
Fields is obviously not pleased with that. That's his fourth personal foul, so both Fields and Young one foul away from fouling out. Knights have them right where they want them.
Jawato is fouled.
Jawato. Oh, John Fields letting his emotions be known.
Is that number 4 on Fields or is gone?
That is Fields' 5th personal foul, it seems.
Foul.
The fans are letting him hear it. Fields not liking it. Big blow to the Singapore Slingers. Brandon Jawato, though, 2 straight possessions, drawing that offensive foul on John Fields on the other end and coming right up on offense, knowing that Fields has that 4th, driving it straight into that defense and getting a foul off of it. Just great performance here by Brandon Jawato, despite only scoring 10 points.
That's right, and another Slinger in foul trouble is Jaron Young, as you've mentioned. He has 4, and Xavier Alexander, fortunately, has 0 fouls. 5 minutes left in this ball game. Slingers need to work. Alexander drops a 3.
It's a second straight triple. They're gonna need a lot more of that in the remaining 5 minutes of the game.
DK, if you're the Knights, you're just hoping that you do enough as Maxi Esch is still not on the floor.
Just have to be careful of easy turnovers.
Bodies on the floor. First it was Herring, then it was Alexander. Melvin Go. Garage. Short stab is good.
Great basket there by Lavin Raj. The young man needs to build up his confidence.
And you heard there, the crowd was giving him a nod. Giving him a nod on the Singapore bench. One way long. They swing it over. Kunyawan from deep. Cannot convert. Sorry, TK, go ahead.
Singer's starting to build a little bit of momentum, get some stops here. A couple more and they could be on to something.
Alexander looking for another 3. Goes inside. Desmond, short on the triple. Rebound. Pass is tipped off.
That's just a little bit of inexperience from Eun Hao Kian. His first game for the Slingers in this season. And that's something that they need to learn. They need to improve on quickly.
So it's a 16-point lead, and Coach Neo Ben Chiang is probably thinking, if I don't win this one, at least I'll get some experience from my new guys, or at least from the bench.
But he's bringing Jaron Young back into the game, hoping for another big run.
The last comeback attempt probably, as Watkins says nope. We are looking for the 4th straight win for the Knights. Oh, beautiful reverse there.
Xavier Alexander's shot turns into a good layup for the Singapore Slingers.
3 minutes left. And what has been a strong second half for the BDN CLS Knights Indonesia. Watkins, that is way short.
All the Knights need to do right now is just play smart basketball, space the floor out, get good shots, don't force anything, because the Slingers can get points in a hurry.
Just like that, as Alexander makes the bucket, there is a timeout on the floor, 78-64 for the home team, 2 minutes and 42 seconds remaining. From Jaya in Surabaya, Indonesia. We're watching the ASEAN Basketball League rise to greatness. This is a quintuple header for the ASEAN Basketball League. As all 10 teams are in action in this busy Sunday night. And here in Surabaya, the Knights are looking for their 4th straight win. And TK, if they continue on to win this one, they've beaten some pretty formidable squads.
Well, the Singapore Slingers, they've made a run back here. It's down to 14 with 2:30 to go. That's a big lead, but the CLS Knights, they can't give away.
Wong Wei Long, is that a 3? For the record, Wong Wei Long.
Just a dagger straight in the Slingers as they cut it down to 14.
Wong Wei Long now has the ABL record for most number of 3-pointers. And he did it, how fittingly, or how ironically, against his former team, the Singapore Slingers. Oh, they downgraded it into a 2. The scoreboard read 81 at first. So we'll check.
We'll check on the official score later, but it was a dagger shot by Wong Wei Long against his former club just as they were trying to make their way back in.
So we'll check if Wong Wei Long did hit a 3-pointer. Seems like he doesn't. They downgraded it into a 2. So hold your breath, folks. Wong Wei Long doesn't have the 3-point record just yet. Sandy Kurniawan goes to the bank.
Good shot there by Sandy Kurniawan, showing that he has more than just those corner threes.
Huge block from Daryl Watkins. Wong Wei Long with the layup on the other end.
Just shows that Wong Wei Long is willing to do anything, not caring about those individual records. And some flares going up here between Watkins and Alexander.
Xavier Alexander did not appreciate the hard foul from Daryl Watkins. And the two are just having a friendly chat there. The officials are right on top of it. You know, Alexander has been around the league for 4 years. He knows a thing or two about playing with the officials and with opposing imports.
Maybe trying to get the officials in his favor a little bit. Now 3 for 6 from the line after that made free throw.
So still a huge deficit for the Slingers, a minute and 30 remaining. And if you're the Slingers, you're just looking for positive takeaways here in the game.
Yeah, they just want to finish strong, especially from guys like Lavin Raj and Hao Kian who are on the floor. Not used to seeing a lot of minutes. Here they want to finish the game strong.
Watkins converts on the first. So the Knights still have their starters on the floor. And as we mentioned earlier, Maxi Esho suffered cramps, I believe. He's not going to come back with the game in hand.
That's the positives that Coach Neil Benson wants to see. Lavin Raj just having the confidence to kind of take those shots and hope he can carry on to his career.
Lavin Raj has gained the affection of the home crowd here in Surabaya, applauding him. Watkins, straight away three, doesn't go. A minute left in the ball game, and what has been a spectacular performance once again from the home team. Alexander fishes the foul on Watkins.
Alexander seems like he wanted that one too. Maybe getting some on Daryl Watkins, who have been going back and forth.
So Coach Brian Rossum is going to his bench. And that will be it for Daryl Watkins. Strong performance from him.
Yeah, 16 points, 11 rebounds, plenty of defensive stops. It's a great performance for the newly acquired big man for the CLS Knights.
So Watkins goes to the bench. Herring, Jawato, Groho, and Krinawan, and Wong Wei Long still on the floor. Because Wong Wei Long have one more three-pointer in him. He has 214 triples right now, tying Leo Avenido. If he hits one more, that puts his total to 215, and he will have the ABL record for the most number of threes. Alexander drops on the floor. Here it is, Wong Wei Long for the record. Knocks it down! Wong Wei Long, all-time leader in three-point made in the ABL.
And what a way to set that up.
We couldn't ask for a better play. Herring loses his man. Defender on the floor, wide open triple for Wong Wei Long, and that, my friends, is a sure three-pointer. 215 threes for the veteran Wong Wei Long.
But more importantly, the CLS Knights look to be going away with their fourth straight victory in the ASEAN Basketball League. What a game from the home team.
And your final here in Gorkertajaya, 89-74 for the BEN CLS Knights Indonesia over the Singapore Slingers. They didn't do it with a lot of threes. They just bullied the paint, went with the shots when they were presented. TK, talk us through how did the Knights earn their fourth straight victory?
Well, at first it started out, they were attacking the paint. They know that the Slingers were probably going to come in and try to stop the hot shooting. They attacked with Daryl Watkins, with Doug Herring. Once they got that going, it opened up the floor for Wong Wei Long, for Sandy Kurniawan. Those guys got their three-point shots going, but more importantly, I think it was the defense that they put on the Singapore Slingers, stopping John Fields, stopping Xavier Alexander from getting their offense going.
Again, your final 89-74. You mentioned the defense, DK. What did the Knights do exactly to try to slow down the three-headed import of Alexander, Fields, and Young?
I feel like whatever they threw on Xavier Alexander, not letting him get those touches that he wants to be able to create offense for others, whether it was Brandon Jawato, whether it was Douglas Herring, whoever they put on Xavier Alexander, they were clear that they want to stop the offense from flowing through Xavier Alexander. Let it go through Fields, let it go through Jaron Young, but not from the X-Man.
And Alexander got his points a little bit too late. It was a done deal, and John Fields was fouled out. Alexander and Fields with 22 points apiece. Maybe go courtside.
What an exciting night it is for ASEAN Basketball League. I'm here with Coach Brian, the winner of the fourth win streak here this evening. Coach Brian, what are you most proud about your squad tonight?
Well, we just kept fighting. We played together. The game was ugly because a lot of guys were making turnovers and fouls.
Right.
But we stayed together, and it was a team victory.
Okay. It seems that the league is finally taking notice of your squad's perimeter shooting and ball distribution. How will this recent surge of the BTN CLS Knights affect the coaching side of things?
Well, it helps us because it helps our offense. we're doing more shooting in practice, and the guys have more confidence also. So we're making more three-point shots.
And 6 days to go until Wolf Warriors in China. It's a good amount of rest. What is most important for you as a coach to your team? What should they prepare? What do they need to do?
We do have to get some rest, but we still need to work on some things like rebounding. And also, the Wolf Warriors beat us the first time, so we have to get them back.
Last thing about Maxi Asho, there was quite a scare there. Can you give us an update of what happened?
Yeah, just cramps, so he needs to drink more water.
All right. Anyways, congratulations, Coach Brian. We'll see you in Wolf Warriors China. There you have it. Yo, TK, let's back to you. I'm here at Gotaja. My name is Ardo. See you guys in the next match at ASEAN Basketball League. Thank you very much.
So we got an update on Max Asho. So he's okay. He's got just cramps. And so we heard Coach Brian Rossum. How did they win, TK?
Well, as he mentioned, it was just an all-around effort from everyone on the team. I just think everyone got involved. All their starting five in double digits. Sandy Kurniawan off the bench for 8 points. He's just got to be proud of his team coming into this game. 4 straight wins. They're going up against the Wolf Warriors next. They won revenge after that loss. The stats here, I don't think it's going to say enough about the all-around effort that the BTN CLS Knights have put into this game.
So again, the Knights have won 4 straight. They've beaten Mono Vampire Basketball Club, a finalist last year. They beaten Macau Black Bears. They beaten Formosa, and now the Slingers. So what does this 4-game winning streak tell us to the rest of the league?
Well, first of all, it's everyone can contribute from the CLS Knights. It's not just their 5 starters. Sandy Kurniawan, Arif Hidayat, he showed in the last game. This is a deeper team than we saw last year from the CLS Knights. Wang Wei Long here, he's been able to get his offense going after a slow start to the season, breaking that all-time record as well. It just seems like the CLS Knights are clicking into their right form at a good time of the season.
And as you see, Wang Wei Long is the player of the game. He ended up with 18 points, 3 3-pointers, and he once again has the ABL record for most number of 3-pointers in ABL history at 215, surpassing Filipino legend Leo Benito at 214. Here was that play. So Alexander, his former teammate, falls on the play, and wide open is Wang Wei Long for the ABL record. And TK, for the Singapore Slingers, they've lost back-to-back games. First against the lowly Mono Vampire Basketball Club, and now the CLS Knights. What can you say? What do they need to do to get back to their winning ways?
I think in this game, first of all, they're missing some players. Han Bin, Russell Lowe, Larry Liu. They can't take too much into this loss, but they've got to acknowledge what they need to do better. John Fields has to be able to stay on the floor. Xavier Alexander has to figure out how to counter if teams start throwing on defenses to him like this in this game. Jaron Young, he's got to be more efficient. It's just learning progress. They can't take too much into this loss, but there are things to learn for the Singapore Slingers in here.
So the Knights are 6-7 and the Slingers are 7-6. We talked about this pregame, TK. The Knights want to be in the middle of the pack. They don't want to belong to the lower tier. No offense to the Wolf Warriors and the Mono Vampire Basketball Club, but they want to be right smack in the middle.
And right now, that's what they've done. 4 straight wins. They already have more wins than they had last season. It's just a great turnaround for the team. Brian Rosen has done a great job in building up the roles of the players on his team, getting the right guys, playing the right system, and it's just a good stretch right now for the CLS Knights. They're going to hope that they can carry this on until the end of the regular season.
Once again, the Knights are in the middle of a 5-game homestand. 2 more games here in Gorkarta Jaya. One on January 26 against, I believe, the Wolf Warriors, and another one as we end the month on January 30. If you're the Knights, you want to get these 2 wins. TK, the last 2 wins for the CLS Knights.
Well, the CLS Knights, they want to finish this strong. 2 more home games, and then it's off the road for quite a long period of time. They just want to finish their home stand here well and take control of their position in the standings.
And there you have it. Once again, your final 89-74 for the BTN CLS Knights Indonesia against the Singapore Slingers. It was a great display of inside and outside. Wang Wei Long's terrific shooting. Once again, my name is Joe Sarmenta. For my partner, Sajatam Tiki Kosambun, we bid you good night here from Gorkarta Jaya. Your final, once again, 89-74 for the BTN CLS Knights Indonesia.
2